Hey, welcome back to Weenie Trades. Quick Weenie Wednesday recap, unedited. Square and Microsoft really took the day today. It was a really nice, good green day. And in this video, I'm going to be going over my entries, my exits, and why I wanted to hedge some of my positive delta from the SPY and the FOMC meeting today. It really helps reduce a lot of risk. So let's get into the day trade. So our first day trade of the day was SQ. I said multiple times pre-market that SQ was my favorite pick of the day because we were nearing the all-time highs. Well, SQ did the deal. This is the move I was looking for yesterday, but we got another sell-off and held a higher low. But SQ is gapping up today over 220, and SQ is the double dip. So SQ, I actually did two dip trades, but I'm keeping an eye around the old all-time high and then around 220 second level. So 220 is going to be a psychological level, old all-time high psychological level. Get a quick dip down in the morning, then I see the buying start to come in. I'm like, well, this is a nice low-risk entry to start off the day. I went ahead and went long on SQ over 222.50, right about there, as this green candle's curling up. Stop just beneath 222.1. It's a very tight risk on this one, but I was also looking to build the position if the tape looked pretty good. We got a nice good push up. I'm expecting a lower high because of the first fast red candle, and I don't expect it to break the pre-market highs. So I go ahead and took profits on that call right about there, right about 223.97. That's kind of the equilibriums. That's the healthy retracement level from that move up. Then we got this massive rip down on SQ, and I'm watching the 220, and I first see a bottoming tail. Then I see a second bottoming tail and I see it turn green. I'm like, oh boy, that's the dip buy. Boom, enter right there. Stop just beneath the low. Was underwater for about 20 to 30 seconds, but fear not, SQ is doing just fine. And then boom, we got a rally to what? The former breakdown area underneath 222. So I went ahead and took my profits because that's an area of resistance. I wasn't waiting to hang out to see if it made lower lows from there or if it put in a higher low, which SQ did. Nice move on SQ, higher low, higher high. And later in the day, SQ pushed up all day, and we went ahead and took our profits on SQ on that put credit spread. So bull put credit spread on SQ, and that's where we're selling puts. And so that was for a nice good about $70 on the swing trading, and then on the day trading about 118, and a little bit more on the Webull account. So that was SQ, the double dip. Really nice move. We talked about the flat top resistance. Boom. How many times did SQ, hit its head at this 222 area? That tells me the level's important, and we're making higher lows at the same time. Buyers are stepping up every single time it sells off from that level. Eventually, the sellers are going to give up, and the sellers just gave up, and that creates the pop, and then FOMO, investors all trying to get in. So that was SQ today. Our next trade of the day was on Microsoft, MSFT, and Microsoft was upgraded today and for a $256 price target. So I'm also looking at Microsoft on the daily chart, and I'm like, oh, well, we're in this nice little tight wedge type of thing. We're making higher lows, lower highs at the same time. We got this nice flat top resistance at 217. We got high volume, and Microsoft was showing relative strength. Microsoft is holding up while the SPY is selling off. So if we clear the drawing set and show our fast time frame patterns right here, look, a little bit of consolidation right there. There's your first buyable candle really of the day, unless you wanted to buy this for a higher low with the stop beneath the opening. Then boom, Microsoft got this nice good breakout, put in another bull flag. And then I saw this. This was when Microsoft was on my radar, when I saw this nice flag pattern. And then boom, we come out with on a little bit more volume. Look at the volume, how it's uptrending as we're coming out of this flag right here. So I went ahead and got a starter long position on Microsoft right about 216.34. Got this really nice, good push up. I'm telling all the Weenie Trades people, hey, Microsoft's probably 220 today, 220 Microsoft today. And I just kept on talking about Microsoft, and Microsoft just did its thing. It just slowly inched up, slowly inched up. I think on this pullback right here, I got tagged out of my call, but then I reloaded with call spreads and ghetto spreads right about there as we started to break out. See how we're kind of sold off. Then we formed a base, and then we broke out of that base, coming back and back testing it. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Just a simple uptrend all day, really nice. And so Microsoft was a really good revenue trade today, and we're still swing trading a bit of it. Open P&L of about $63, but we also ghetto spreaded Microsoft. So here's what we did. We bought the 220 call. We bought the 220 call when Microsoft, is right about here, 217.50. Then as Microsoft pushed up, so we paid $82 for that. We bought that Microsoft call. Then Microsoft pushed up, and it gets closer and closer to 220. This option goes up. But what else goes up is the next strike out. And the next strikeout you can use to reduce your risk. So what I did was I removed a lot of the risk by selling the 222.50 strike call. And what this did was this gave my account $52. They're like, hey, here's $52 back. You just have to sell Microsoft at 222.50, which is completely fine by me because I have the right to buy it at 220. And so that's Microsoft. Removed a lot of the risk, and now I'm only risking $30, and I can potentially make $250. So that's the Microsoft trade. Microsoft pushing really nicely after hours. Lastly, the Fed was today. So the Fed was announcing interest rates. I think they left them unchanged. But this is when the report came out. Nice, good volume spike. Big move up, then slam down, then another move up, and then as we started to come down, this is a short setup, and I have a lot of positive deltas. You know, I'm in Microsoft, I'm in Square, I'm in all these different stocks. So it doesn't hurt to take a short trade on the overall index just to hedge off some of your delta. And I was willing to stop out if I needed to, but I went ahead and went short one contract just underneath 369.68 as we formed resistance at a lower high from the previous high. So this little top area was lower than this top. So that's a nice area to risk off of. That's where I placed my stop. And then underneath the lows of the days, or as I anticipated it, I put in a stop order and the stop order filled. So short right here, added to the short. So I essentially want SPY to drop, but I don't actually want it to drop because I have most stocks going up. We're up on the good on the position. Then look, this is just a simple pattern. It's really nice on the 5-minute chart. If we take a look, we had the move down, nice controlled sell-off. Then we got the move up, and then look, here's your move up. This candle right here, this white candle, move sideways consolidation, and a nice flag formation, and then a pop. So what did I do? I started stopping out of my short trades, gladly stopping out of my short trades because I didn't want to have to use the short trade. I was targeting something like the extreme lows of the day. Anyways, we stopped out of that first put contract, and then as we approached 370 and broke this breakdown candle high, I stopped out of the second one. So SPY minus $63, but it's a $63 hit that I'll gladly take to hedge off a massively positive delta portfolio. And if SPY were to sell off to 367, I'd be making, $300 to $400. And so I'll gladly take that hit all day. So that's kind of when I like to use hedges and when I like to do short trades. It's just on the indexes and just to protect my long trades, which are my bread and butter. So in terms of the swing trading, we're swing trading beyond small AMD and a little bit of Sony. Nice little medium green day, about $370, nothing too crazy. So we'll see where Microsoft ends up. We'll see where SQ heads up. And it'll be super fun to see what happens into the end of the week. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in and see ya.